Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. It's a bit delayed in covering this, mainly because yesterday was really busy. We had the side quest, which I covered a video on. Of course, we had Summer of Suffering, which of course I did a video on. And by the time it was come to time to cover this or do Act 9.1 content, I had to get to bed. I think a lot of us have realized in the last few months that it is just so important to be able to sleep and read into that particular statement that I just made there as you will. But anyway, to the deals post haste. This deal here. The reason I wanted to cover this is an opportunity. And probably the way that I'm going to phrase the title of the video, the thumbnail, is that options. That's my new time of like 2024. At the start of the year, I started kind of pivoting the content that I do on the channel to give players options. Mainly because people either want to make their own decisions, the decision making will either be like, I can either do this or I can't do this, but I could do this. And therefore we've got these different types of, I want to become Valiant, I want to become this progression, but I'm not quite sure of which of the methods to go. Necropolis, Crucible, and Act 8.4, 9.1, and Necropolis. Necropolis completion and Crucible, and 9.1. All these different types of methods that you can go and approach. And of course, you got an exploration deal at the end of 9.1, which could be favourable to some players, but also I want to look at the value of this. Of course, for Paragon players, 14,900 is not what you're going to see. Shout out to Cat Murdoch. I think she got the scoop of the information where we find out that it's, of course, 14,900 units for Valiant players, but 23,400 units for those that are Paragon. The implications of that from a financial standpoint is roughly, and I think I've totaled this correctly, it's around about $500 for those that are Valiant players and $800 of value for those that are Paragon players. Of course, if you're a non-spending player, those don't really make much of a difference. So what I wanted to do is go back in time a little bit to find out if we've had any depreciation of the value of it. Depreciation is something I talk about all the time. In a nutshell, if you've got something at the start of the year that's say worth about 20,000 units, by the end of the year it's probably only worth about 10,000 or 5,000 to 10,000 depending on certain things. Like getting a tier for alpha is more readily available. Not super amounts, but it's more than it used to be. Therefore, if I had a value of about, again, 10,000 units in January of 2024, by the end of the year it's probably worth about 5,000 units, like half the price. If we go back in time to a mere 2 months ago and we look at Valiant, we will look at Paragon in a minute, but Valiant, for example, getting a rank 2 to 3 gem, well, there's that, which is there, and also getting to select a 7-star selector, that was 6,750 units. Now, all of that added together because, believe it or not, that's not how it works. You can't get a true value of it. So we've got to bring in the calculator in order to look at the process. So the process would be, first of all, here, 750 units. In that 750 units, you're able to choose a few things that were going to be helpful to you, whether or not it be shards, whether or not it would be rank up materials, you choose. When you get to tier 2, then again, you get this opportunity to choose stuff. You actually get to choose some 7-star signature stones. Again, similar to what's in the deal. Why are we doing this, Rich? Because we're trying to find out value. Value is important. You invest your units if you're a non-spending player. You invest your money if you are buying things. You want to make sure you're getting value for money. But also, when you get to the 7,500 deal, you also get, again, the choice. And a 7-star Titan crystal. So you're getting lots of another 7-star there. So it's 1, 2 7-stars, 3 7-stars, and 20 7-star signature stones if you choose that route. You could go a different route. You could choose the other deals here. And again, we'll get to the point. And the point is, once you get the 3,750, plus it by 6, 7. No, we don't. Yes, we'll go. I've done it the wrong way. But 6,750 plus the 7,500 there means that spending 18,000 units would get a player a 2 to 3 rank up gem. Yes, you wouldn't be able to select it. which is that one down there, by the way. You'll get a 7-star as well. You'll get a further 7-star if you choose that one. You'll get the 7-star signature stones there, and you would either get the and also you would get the 7-star there, and also 20 and 10 more signature stones, meaning 20 total. And then of course whatever you choose from that one. Again, get us back on track, Rich. I'm doing just that. We then go back to the deal value, and the deal value is, hey, you get 1 7-star Nexus, a 2 to 3 rank up gem, and a 20 7-star signature stones. This is why it's not bad. It's not ridiculously bad, but it's not great. The not great side of things. Okay, what's good about it? The good thing about it is it gets you up to a 2 to 3 rank up gem that you can choose your champion. Thumbs up, fantastic. But the value within it is very different. You're kind of losing out on about 2 7-star crystals and whatever you might choose as well. And yes, you could say, well, that's not too bad for Valiant, and I maybe concede that point. Paragon players, on the other hand, and as I said, we will get to Paragon players, your value is very different. So from a Valiant perspective, this isn't too bad. But you have to sacrifice in order to kind of, well, you might have to sacrifice and kind of refocus on something like the Banquet event, or which I think is going to be very good, Cyber Weekend deals. So that may be something to kind of consider and prep for, which I know a lot of people are at the moment, especially Banquet event. So yeah, 3,000 units of kind of lost value here. Yeah, okay, I can see that. That's like yeah, it's a take or leave type thing. If you're being really pedantic, you go, well, Rich, you can actually only get the generic after spending 36,000 units, so therefore it is a saving. But then that dismisses the fact that you've been able to pick up all these deals again. And again, if we're looking at value, you lose out as a result. Paragon players. Yeah, you will feel like you've lost out. If we go, again, similar theory, it's the same thing. 18,000 units would get a Paragon player heaps more value. You could even get, like, you know, tier 4 alpha selection with it. I think that you could pick up, there it is as well. If a Paragon player went for, again, and lower as well, but obviously Thronebreaker and lower can't, well, Paragon, lower than Paragon can't get the deal. If you were to choose the same way and go, oh, I'll pick up those 7-star signature stones there, the Titan crystal there, that there. Again, it really adds up more value. Yes, to get to the generic is more expensive, which you can see down there. But I feel that if you save your units for Cyber Weekend, I think you'll get more for your units if you're looking to invest it. And that's just like my thoughts on it. Looking at the value, yes, it didn't give you a generic back in July. But you will be able to look at this situation and say, hey, I don't need to get to Paragon right. I don't need to get to Valiant right now. I can get there by doing the Crucible, the Exploration of 9.1, save my 23,400 units or 14,900 units, depending on your progression, and then look to reinvest it at a later date. That is my thoughts on the matter. Save your units for Cyber Weekend deals and spread about your spend and get more value. This is an option, but I personally feel it's more of a, if Valiants want to get, I don't know, their spicy rank, new champion, new spicy champion ranked up, okay, go for it. Spenders, hey, go for it. If you've got the money to do it, I'm sure people will go for it. But for those that want to be very unit conscious and minded for the future, I would say steer away from this and maybe hold those units to take home more in the Cyber Weekend deals. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. I'm going to do some 9.1 coverage. Apologies, it's just taken a long time to do the spreadsheet I'm working on, and as well, you know, just other stuff like working on the Summer of Suffering and the side quest video. Probably took too much time than I wanted to last night, and I wanted to do 9.1 stuff, but you know, these things happen. So look out for more content coming soon. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Check out some other content. I'll see you all soon. Oh, and I'm out tonight. Me and Em are going to go out. So things probably be more delayed. But, you know, it's quality time. So anyway, see you soon. And bye-bye.